Welcome one and all to round number 9 of the Neo Racing League season. And we're racing tonight around the Losail International Circuit. It is Fizz who'll be the next driver across 8 tenths. That's an improvement. That is time that the Aston Martin has certainly found. And, well, he's got 2 corners to go to really capitalise on it, not invalidating out of turn number 15. And turn number 16 is the final one that the Aston Martin is going to have to traverse. Keep it mistakeless. And it's going to be a good lap. Up to the line, 121.766. JPS has a challenger. And it is going to be Fizz who takes that pole position. Provisional pole position with 3 minutes left on the clock. Trying to sort out cheeky bit of admin, don't mind that. Mantis though, he's improved by 8 tenths. He could be the next driver on pole position, not quite, but the times are a tumbling as he drops down, or he drops the timing down into the 121s. The third driver to do so, and he splits the first 2. Fizz on pole position. He did have a quali ban. But Rampant didn't. He just disconnected. Yeah, all the drivers coming out now for their final runs. Good evening, White Tiger. Almost full grid. Yeah, it is great to see. I think we've only ever... I want to say we've only ever had a full grid once. I will double check that. I think it may have even been last season at Qatar. Did we do a race last season? It was a night race. Jay's getting ready to set his time. Rumboss is getting ready to set his time. The 2 championship contenders. What is this? This is the biggest. Nope, that's 14. Last time out in Qatar, by the way, we had 2 drive-throughs and a disqualification for 1 driver. So we'll see. Fizz isn't going to come out for another lap. He hopes that he can keep pole position. We'll have to wait and see. But it'll be interesting to see whether he's able to maintain that. Rumboss almost improving by 2 tenths in the first 2 sectors. Needs to find some more time in this third one if he wants to outqualify Jay, because, well, we almost know for a fact that Jay is going to be improving. That's going to be Pump Mantis up to the line, but he's not going to set a valid lap. That's Yuns Rumboss coming up to the line. 121.744. The Mercedes driver stamps his authority, and Fizz does not get to keep pole position. 22 hundredths is what Rumboss takes out of his time, and Jay across the line. 3 drivers in the 121.7s. But Jay is the slowest of them all. And so, he will not be on the front row for the Qatar Grand Prix. The checkered flag is waved. The 2 Mercedes and the Aston Martin at the moment, they're the only ones to improve on their time. Pump Mantis will not be improving. Fingers is the next one up to the line. He's going to set a 123.5. Which will put him in 12th position. Jolin around the final corner, across the line. He needs to find 2 tenths in that final sector. He indeed does not do that. Neo's next up to the line. 122.5 is going to be his best time. He doesn't improve in that final run. Who's that? That's Rumboss. Not improving. Jay not improving. Marchmeister looks like he's not going to improve. Indeed, he is not. Who's actually left on a lap? It's going to be Havlak. Kelly around the final corner, improving by 5 tenths. 5th driver into the 121s, question mark. Indeed he is, 121.987, just about. Just about. And JC is going to be the final driver across the line with a 122.922. An improvement, but up to 8th place. That is going to be your grid for the Neo Racing League Division Alpha race around the Qatar Grand Prix circuit. The Lusail International circuit, I should say. 29 laps of the Qatar Grand Prix are ahead of us. It's lights. And it's action. We are away for the Qatar Grand Prix. Jons Rombos gets an absolutely incredible start. Fizz behind, though. He's going to get swarmed. There's 4 wide as they head into turn number 1. Fizz is able to squeeze everybody else out. It's 4 wide now behind as Kelly is able to take the advantage in that battle. Goes up alongside Jay, almost ahead of Jay. Now he slightly cuts that corner. He's going to try to get ahead of Jay, but the momentum has just been broken. And so he drops back down. He has to settle for P4. Neo and David, they were fighting momentarily. Neo came back out on top. Fingers got ahead of Pump Mantis. Looking further back, Rampant Gamer is going to get past Jacob Duck. What a start he's had from the back row of the grid. He's up into P10. We've got Marchmeister and D-Bob fighting. D-Bob running very, very wide and dropping back now behind Jolan even. But Jons Rombos got an incredible launch off the line. And on lap 1 of this Grand Prix, the championship leader holds first place. But Fizz looking to the inside around the final corner. He's tried to compromise Rombos' line, tried to confuse him. And he's putting the power down now down the main straight. DRS is open for the first time in this race. And it's going to be used to Fizz's full advantage as he takes the lead of this race. DRS is going to be available for Jons Rombos as he heads around the outside of turn number 1 on Fizz, who tries to fight this back. He's not going to give up the lead of this race that easily. And, well, he swoops around the outside, tries to get the run. Indeed, he does get the run. And he is into the lead of the race. Jay looking to pressure Jons Rombos as they head into turn number 4. Rombos' exit may have been compromised, but Jay was unable to capitalize. But down the main straight, yeah, Rombos does not have the DRS. Fizz has broken that toe, and so Jay is going to take advantage. He moves up into 2nd place. JC, in the meantime, looks to get past Neo as they head into turn number 1. They're side by side. The exit has been taken by JC, but the inside line in turn 2 is taken by Neo. And he holds onto that position. JC looking to pressure around the outside. He's unable to do so. But JPS, he takes P2. And he's also managed to work his way back into the DRS of Fizz. So this has worked completely in the favour of the South African. I need to find a different way to distinguish the 2 Mercedes. But Kelly as well. He's started to fight Rombos. He's made his way past Rombos into turn 6. Rampant Gamer, we thought that his race was killed off when he got removed from qualifying. JC gets past Neo. Finally, we thought his race was over when he retired from qualifying, not through his own means. But the Williams, he's fought his way up into P7, and you get the feeling that the momentum has begun. Rampant Gamer right on the rear of Neo. A late dive, a late lunge from the Williams. And somehow he gets the exit almost identical with Neo, but there's contact between the two as Rampant Gamer almost ignored the corner there and tried to take the dominant line. Neo again taking the dominant line through those 2 corners, and he's able to hold on to P6. Not, though, able to hold on to the DRS of JC, as in the meantime he gets distracted. David on the outside line of Rampant Gamer, half a car's width, but not able to make the move. Neo dives into the pits on lap 8 of this Grand Prix to get rid of those medium compound tyres. And David and Rampant Gamer storm down the straight side by side. Rombos drops another position to JC. He's going to put the power down. David's going to come into the pits. So maybe it is the time. Maybe it is the crossover point for those mediums to start going off and those hards to start coming into play. Jay trying to go for a move around the outside of Fizz. He took the DRS down the main straight, but he's not able to take the position as they head through turn 1. As they head through sector 1, Jay will continue to try and mount the pressure on Fizz, but just unable to seal that deal. Marcel retires from the session. He's crashed into the wall, and there's a safety car. That is horrible for the 2 hard runners, the 2 Haas cars who came into the pits on the last lap. That is beautiful to see from all the medium runners who are now going to come into the pits. Safety car is going to come in on this lap. Lap 11, going on to lap 12 of the Qatar Grand Prix. We've had a decent amount of on-track action. We've had 4 wide heading into turn 1 and then out of turn 1. We've got, from the sounds of things, a lot of braking issues heading through said turn 1 that I'm sure will be sorted out in the reports, but Fizz is going to lead us away. He has been incredibly quick so far. He was able to break DRS to Jay in the first few laps. Jay obviously earned that back, but Fizz now will put the power down. He's going to try and build that gap up again. And we're back to green flag racing here in the Neo Racing League, and he's built up a huge gap to JC actually looking to try to fight Hamflap Kelly into turn number 1. Fingers gets past David. JC keeping the pressure on the rear of the Red Bull as they head now down to turn 3. JC can't quite find a gap. He hits the rear of Hamflap Kelly, and that slowed down the drivers behind him. Jens Rumbos is going to try to capitalize. He's going to be unable to, and this is going to actually harm the Mercedes and the Williams because of the fact that JC lost that time and they were unable to get past. JC has been able to catch it back up because I think Kelly is looking very, very excitedly at the rear of JPS ahead of him. But Fizz, he was able to build up that gap once again over the DRS. Over 1 second is now between the Aston Martin and the Mercedes. The first lap of this safety car. Well, it's not even the first lap. It was the first sector and a half after the safety car, and Fizz is trying to break away. He's trying to establish a dominant lead that will give him the psychological advantage. Fingers has retired from the session. We've got a second safety car.
JPS over the last few races, he's shown so much skill and so much pace over the last few races. So I think he's going to win.
And he's in second place at the moment as we get going. The green flag is waved once again here around the Qatar International Circuit. Fizz once again having a great safety car restart. Hamflap Kelly trying to pressure Jay around the outside. Rumbos coming under pressure from Rampant Gamer behind. Rampant Gamer gets through on Rumbos, who's had a poor exit out of turn number 1. And Marchmeister is now looking to try to pressure the Mercedes as they head through sector 1. He's unable to do so, but Rumbos has had an awful safety car restart. He's dropped down another position. And he's almost dropped down to P7. We've got chaos going on ahead as JC tries to go down the inside of Hamflap Kelly. He's alongside as they head to turn number 7. He's just trying to cling on, but Kelly braking later. Rampant Gamer appearing from absolutely nowhere. He's going to get through. P4 is going to be his unless JC can do anything about it. No, he can't. He's off into the gravel trap and he's dropping like a stone all the way down to P10, 11, almost 12th. He is going to be 12th behind his teammate. So an unfortunate incident there for JC, who was looking so good, but the safety car coming out on lap 11, that's just ruined his race. But as they head past the halfway stage of this race, Rampant Gamer to the inside of Hamflap Kelly. This is a move. This is a move that he's been able to pull off. 3 seconds worth of time penalties is his punishment for it, but he's on track. Gotten ahead. He's on track up to P3 by Marchmeister, who's been literally stuck to the back of Jens Rumbos for, well, a very long time now. Fizz drops into the 124s. Marchmeister does take this lap. He does take the opportunity, and he pulls alongside Jens Rumbos. It's also Rampant Gamer pulling alongside and ahead of JPS as well. But Marchmeister making that move on Rumbos. So the two Mercedes losing their positions heading into turn number 1. So in terms of the championship, the effect is negligible. But yeah, Rampant Gamer making it past JPS on the last lap. Jay is looking to fight back. And he's within 2/10 of Rampant Gamer. This will be an easy overtake for Jay as he retakes P2 ahead of Rampant Gamer. Hamflap Kelly is going to make it a little bit more difficult as he heads through turn number 1. There's contact between the two as Rampant Gamer tries to give Kelly a squeeze. Kelly, though, seals that position. Rampant Gamer still sticking his wheel in, so he's still trying to fight there, but he's had to give up the position. Lap 22 of this race. It's gone by in a flash. And Rumbos, well, he's outside of the DRS now. Kelly moves past Jay into turn number 1. And he's up into second place. The penalties now are going to play a big role in this race, which is why I wouldn't be too disappointed if I was Rumbos, as long as I can stay within the DRS of Marchmeister. That's going to be the absolutely crucial points, because he is the only penalty-free driver that will, well, the penalties will affect in this race. Rampant Gamer looking to the outside of Jay, looking to make the overtake. He's just hit the rear. Jay getting the come from that Singapore move. Rampant Gamer very graciously handing the position back, but not handing that gap back. And Handflap Kelly he's free of the DRS. Jay is in 3rd place. He's not been affected too badly by that move, and Rampant Gamer on the outside line of March Meister to switch back. This could be incredible as he heads now across the 2nd sector. Splits on Rampant Gamer. He's not able to seal that move. He knows he doesn't need to fight too hard with the Haas, too hard with the McLaren ahead, too hard even with his own teammate. He could be sealing a podium here. He looks to the inside line of Neo. He's made that look so unbelievably easy. But also penalties applying and things like that. Kelly is not going to hold on to that podium because of those 9 seconds worth of penalties. I thought we'd see more penalties, to be honest. Not everyone has a penalty apart from Rumboss, but I thought we'd see more penalties. More drivers around the 15s. Jay gets past Handflap Kelly, who retires from the session. Handflap Kelly on the penultimate lap of this race has binned it heading into turn number 1. And the Red Bull is out of the session. And now it really is the battle on for P3. Neo gets through on Rumboss. Rumboss is going to allow him that move because he knows he doesn't have to do much to hold on to it. But Jay's extending that gap. It's over 3 seconds now between Neo and Jay. So Jay could be... He swerved left and knocked me. Well, if you send that in, then I'll be able to keep that on the stream. If you put that in the chat that we've got for it, that will definitely go in the highlights reel, because that could be a huge moment in the championship battle. A huge sway, because Jay might pick up a penalty from that, which will see him drop below. At the moment, it's going to be incredibly tight to see if he gains on Yuns Rumboss. We're on the penultimate lap of the race. Fizz is coming around the final corner. He's about to make it the final lap of this Qatar Grand Prix, and it's just like last week. It's been a dramatic race under the lights. Yeah, it will be, I believe that's a 2-point gain that Jay will have if he's able to seal that, which means there will be level on points. Rumboss gets past Neo with a final full stretch of DRS in this race. And if he can maintain that second gap with JPS, he will be absolutely fine. Neo, though, trying to fight back. He wants that on-track podium. And he was to the outside. He almost switched to the inside line, going for a move on Yuns Rumboss. He's not done so. And I think that's going to be his last opportunity to make that overtake. Although that cost Yuns Rumboss 2/10. Neo could do Jay an absolute favour here by fighting Rumboss incredibly hard for this on-track podium. He knows he's not going to get it. 6 seconds worth of penalties is too much for a fight like this. But when you've got nothing to lose, well, when you've got absolutely nothing to lose, really, he's in 4th place in the driver's standings. He's not going to go down. He's only going to go up with a good result in this after Mantis is in 8th place. Mantis picks up, by the way, in the meantime, the fast lap of the Grand Prix at 122.8, taking it off Rampant Gamer. Rumboss, though, he's maintaining that gap well enough. But somebody who's maintained a gap well enough, somebody who's dominated since the safety car restart, Fizz is going to come across the line. His second victory in the Neo Racing League. And what a dominant one it is. We haven't seen him since about lap 15. Jay's going to come across the line second. Neo takes P3 on track, but he's going to drop down. Jay is also going to drop down. Rumboss jumps up into P2.